This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus. Thank you for joining us tonight. Our top story, a teacher and student were killed, plus another student shot in an apparent murder-suicide at a California elementary school. Authorities say the teacher's husband opened fire before killing himself. ABC's Danya Backus has the latest from San Bernardino, California.
The emergency calls coming in just before 10:30 this morning.
Possible active shooter at North Park Elementary.
Lines of elementary school students hand in hand being rushed to safety as law enforcement officers surround the building.
My partner's carrying one out to the front. Okay. We believe we have the shooter down inside.
Authorities say 53-year-old Cedric Anderson checked in at the front desk to visit his wife Karen Smith, a teacher at the school.
He had simply said that he was there to drop something off with his wife.
They say he went into the classroom with a large caliber handgun, shooting and killing his wife and an 8-year-old student who was standing behind her before turning the gun on himself. Another student, a 9-year-old, also standing behind the teacher, was shot and is now in stable condition.
I am told that both the students were behind the teacher when the suspect shot his wife. We have no reason to believe that students were specifically targeted.
I fell to my knees and started saying Our Fathers and Hail Marys.
Parents learning of the news rushing to find their children.
Oh my gosh. She doesn't see me, but I can see her. They look like they're all crying, they're all holding hands, and they look very scared.
Many here still in disbelief.
I'm a mom, and I feel bad for, the kids that have to go through all this, because they're all the kids are the innocent ones.
Authorities say there were 15 first through fourth graders inside that special needs classroom during the shooting. Authorities also say that the husband and wife were estranged and were only married for a few months. In San Bernardino, California, Danya Backus, ABC News.
Alabama has a new governor after former Governor Robert Bentley resigned today. Kay Ivey has now been sworn in as Alabama's new governor after Bentley's resignation. He's also pleading guilty to 2 misdemeanor charges that arose from an investigation into his alleged affair involving campaign finance law violations.
There have been times that I have let you and our people down, and I'm sorry for that.
Few issues should be considered more carefully than the removal of a person who was elected by our democratic process.
With a plea deal, Bentley avoids felony charges, which will end impeachment hearings and the criminal investigation. Now, Governor Ivey is only the second woman in the state's history to hold the office. Back here on the Suncoast, the woman accused of setting her boyfriend's house on fire and killing his 3 grandchildren made an appearance in court today. Marion Williams is facing several charges, including arson, burglary, and 3 counts of murder. Williams appeared at DeSoto County Court for an arraignment today. Prosecutors have announced they are seeking the death penalty against her. The boys ranged in age from 4 to 10 years old. The grandfather was also in the home at the time, but he was able to escape. Williams will return to court on May 8th. The search continues for 2 suspects who robbed a home on Longboat Key. The thieves had distracted the homeowners and got away with thousands of dollars worth of jewelry. ABC7's Rick Adams is joining us now live from the Longboat Key Police Department with more on this robbery and what you can learn from it. Rick.
Yeah, Haley, the scam can happen anywhere at any time. Police are warning folks tonight to be extra careful. An elderly couple who live in the Country Club Shores section of Longboat Key have been robbed of many pieces of valuable jewelry, costing many thousands of dollars, following what's being called a distraction burglary scheme. The victims didn't want to talk with us on camera, but longtime Country Club Shores resident Helen Smith did speak with us. She is shocked that this type of burglary happened in her neighborhood.
I was very flabbergasted. I just couldn't believe it would happen out here on Longboat Key.
Police say the thieves were posing as workers and distracted the victims at their Bogey Lane home Thursday afternoon. How the scheme works is a suspect knocks on the front door of the home and tells the homeowner he's there to do some hedge trimming and needs some help locating their property lines in the backyard. When the suspect and the homeowner are in the backyard, that's when another suspect comes through the front door to rob the home. Police say there are certain things you can do to avoid becoming a victim of a scam like this.
If you have someone come to your door, you're not sure who they are, just don't answer the door and see what explanation they can give. Try to verify they are who they say they are. If you do go out, make sure you lock the door behind you.
These distraction burglaries have become a common scam here on the Sun Coast. Just recently, there have been at least 2 reports of these types of burglaries in Sarasota.
Just be aware that this is happening. It could be something like, I lost my dog, I saw it go in your yard. It could be someone saying they're with the utility department, saying, they need to use their phone.
The victims only saw one suspect. He's described as a well-groomed Hispanic male, about 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing 170 pounds, driving a newer model maroon pickup truck. Helen Smith tells us she's now going to be even more aware.
Some of the criminals are going to go out to the nicer neighborhoods to think maybe they can get more. That's what they do. So I'm going to be more careful.
And if you know anything about this scam, you're being asked to contact police immediately. Reporting live from Longboat Key this evening, I'm Rick Adams. Haley, back to you.
Thank you, Rick. Some great advice there. Now let's head over to Bob and get a check on our forecast, which felt like a pretty nice night out there.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's warm. It's warmer than it has been, too, Haley. And we had a few showers around this afternoon. Not much. No accumulation associated with those showers. They're winding down off into the Gulf of Mexico. That just gives you indication that we, yes, are a little warmer than we have been. On top of that, we are looking at higher dew point temperatures, and that means more moisture in the atmosphere. It's still warm, 71 degrees. Skies are clear now after a few clouds rolled in just prior to the sun setting. The humidity now at 55%. We have an east wind at 14. That east wind is going to help keep things pretty warm over the upcoming days. We got rid of that northerly component that we saw over the weekend, which brought us temperatures in the 50s. In fact, it was 50 on Saturday morning, 55 on Sunday morning, quite comfortable. Different story tonight. We'll be about 10 degrees warmer than that here across the Sun Coast. Right now, temperatures all pretty much in the low 70s right near the coast, mid to upper 60s well inland. More in your forecast in just a few minutes. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Florida is on pace to have an unprecedented 600 fatal pedestrian and bicycle crashes in 1 year. Already in 2017, Florida has seen 146 pedestrians killed in traffic accidents. 1 died in Sarasota County. 3 pedestrians and 1 bicyclist were killed in Manatee County. Several initiatives across the state are working to reduce these numbers that are the second highest in the nation. Locally, the Sarasota Police Department has spent hundreds of hours educating pedestrians, bicyclists, and drivers of the importance of traffic laws, but now they're cracking down.
Yeah, the 237 warning citations that we handed out went to drivers, went to pedestrians, and to bicyclists. So they went to all 3. And so we just hope that this education let folks know that our officers are out there. They want to keep our community safe. And so moving forward, we will be actually issuing citations.
Although Florida as a whole is seeing a rise in fatal pedestrian accidents year over year, Sarasota and Manatee counties are actually seeing fewer. Florida officials will get an update next week on the state's growing bear population. Hunting supporters have argued that a hunt is a better way to manage bear populations. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission staff, the update that they gave doesn't include anything specific about holding a hunt. Bear hunting has been a controversial issue since the commission allowed the first bear hunt in more than 20 years in 2015. The commission decided against holding a hunt in 2016.
We're not planning on giving anything specific about bear hunting in 2017. However, with that said, at all of the previous commission meetings recently, the public has come and talked about bear hunting, so we anticipate that likely will happen again, and our commissioners can always, engage on that topic if they wish to do so.
If they did not have one last year, they figured it was done for a while in error, and now people are realizing it is back up and will be back up, the possibility of a hunt. And we are hearing from members all over the state and all over the country, actually, in opposition of any kind of bear trophy hunt.
After 304 bears were killed in 2 days during the 2015 hunt, the commission narrowly rejected a hunt last year. The decision was to give the agency more time to build a case for future hunts and to provide more time for non-lethal efforts to reduce human-bear conflicts to take hold. Straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with the official Suncoast forecast. Plus, a look at what's happening in the region after the U.S. airstrike on Syria. And watchdog groups want to know who's been visiting the president at the White House, Mar-a-Lago, and Trump Tower.
Now's a perfect time to create a custom system with California Closets. During our Door and Drawer event, save up to $500 on beautiful doors and drawers for any room. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Attention sleep apnea sufferers. If you use CPAP therapy, if you have private insurance, or you're on a Medicare replacement plan, we may be able to help you get your CPAP supplies at little or no cost to you and free shipping. Most insurance companies allow a patient to get a new CPAP mask, cushion, filter, and tubing every 3 to 6 months to prevent respiratory infection and skin sores.
That's why you should call AmeriCare CPAP. Call 800-423-5457. That's 800-423-5457.
If you've ever had a bad night's sleep, call and price the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has so much more than other adjustables and still costs up to 50% less, featuring a rising adjustable pillow rest to support your head, neck, and shoulders, bedside power plugs, under-bed night lights, and more. So call and price one today for less, up to 50% less than Tempur-Pedic, Sleep Number, and other adjustables.
You get so much more and it still costs less. You gotta see how little they cost.
Call 1-800-774-8103. That's 1-800-774-8103. Call now.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
Bob, it's amazing how quickly we rebounded from that cool spell. Not so cool anymore.
Yeah,
nice.
Near record high today, 87 degrees. Yeah, we're back into the heat, especially inland areas. Was nice while it lasted, though. I enjoyed it. There could be one more little sneak peek of some cooler temperatures down the road. I won't totally give up on it yet before we get into our August heat, right? KCK webcam today showing some clouds coming in just before sunset, even a few light rain showers, and you could see it was beautiful out there across the area. We had some nice photos sent into PIX at mysuncoast.com, and we always check those out. Here's some right here. In fact, this one from Palmetto. Dennis always getting a good shot, and this one coming from Venice. Kathleen Brunt getting this, and this one from Tara in Bradenton. Appreciate that right there. And not from Tara, but from Tara Golf Country Club in Bradenton. Kajal sending that one in. And this one from Nokomis. A beautiful shot there. Michael Hirschberger and his mother, Vera, is watching right now. They always watch the 11 o'clock newscast. Appreciate all those photos. Keep them coming. Warming up. Rain chances are very small this week. Those are the headlines. And it looks like it will be a pretty nice Easter weekend, too. High pressure continues to dominate the weather off the Carolina coast. Now, this high pressure is not budging much, so it's going to keep this system to the west here, which is producing some rough weather well to the west of us. Now, as far as we zoom into the area, you can see we have a few showers offshore winding down. These are pushing off toward the west. Skies are clearing now, and temperatures will drop down to around 60 for inland areas, mid-60s right near the coast. As I mentioned, a few showers that were around are now simply moving off toward the west and dissipating as the daytime heating is gone. Right now, though, it's 71 degrees, and the dew point temperature is still higher than it has been. It was in the 30s on Friday. Now it's back into the mid-50s. Our relative humidity at 55%. We have an east wind at 14. And the barometer is still pretty high at this time. The high today, there it is, 87. Just a few degrees shy of the record high 90 set back in 1962. This morning's low was at 58. That's pretty close to the normal of 61 degrees for this time of year. And it's dry, and it continues to stay dry, too. And the RPM forecast model isn't helping. We'll see maybe 1 or 2 lone showers like we saw today, late afternoon, early evening. That'll happen on Tuesday. And the same story on Wednesday as that high pressure doesn't budge much off the Carolina coast, keeping all the weather well to the west and north of us with an occasional light rain shower possible in the afternoon and evening. Well, the frontal boundary is producing some rough weather from Texas through Arkansas, up and through Missouri and Illinois tonight. In fact, some severe weather moving through the Chicago area earlier, kind of delaying the game and the festivities there, the Chicago Cubs. You can see that low pressure area heading off toward Michigan now, and up in the upper portion of Michigan, they're getting a rain-snow mix right there. They had some snow over the weekend in Michigan, and then also in Toronto and Montreal, some rain earlier. That is since pushing on, but now we could see some snow returning. We're starting to see that near Green Bay and near Minnesota and Minneapolis, Minnesota. They're getting some snowfall there. Another storm system out west, a rather impressive looking comma-shaped storm system moving toward California. Going to bring some rough weather there and the possibility of some more rainfall. Temperatures out ahead of that system, very warm, 65 in Philadelphia. Behind it, though, Green Bay at 36, Chicago at 43, Salt Lake City now 48 degrees, Denver at 40, and 63 Oklahoma City. For boaters tomorrow, winds will be out of the east, northeast, anywhere from 10 to 15 knots throughout the day. A moderate chop, and the water temperature now at 74 degrees. That was as high as 80 degrees before that cold snap moved in over the weekend. The high tide at 1:34, another low tide will be at 7:45. And sunrise will be at 7:09. Tonight, mostly fair, seasonal, low right around 60. That's typical. And then tomorrow, look for low 80s near the beaches, mid to upper 80s inland, mostly sunny and staying dry. Just an occasional isolated light shower possible late in the day. And that same forecast will continue right in through the weekend and beyond, with highs back into the mid 80s. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. One consequence from the U.S. airstrikes on Syria has been an end to cooperation with Russia on military flights. No longer is there a system in place to make sure there are no close calls in the air as both countries fly missions over Syria. Frederick Pleitgen saw this firsthand.
Faced with new Russian threats, the U.S. military not backing down in the skies over Iraq and Syria. We're on a KC-10 tanker plane refueling the fighters pounding ISIS.
Of course, there's some tension since the Russians have announced they don't want to communicate with the U.S. anymore in the skies over Syria. That's why crews like this one take great care when they fly into Syrian airspace.
Stopping the communications significantly increases the risk of mid-air collisions over this crowded airspace where U.S. coalition and Russian planes operate very close to one another. Russia made the move after America hit a Syrian airfield with cruise missiles last week in response to a chemical attack on a Syrian village, killing around 90 people. Washington blames the Assad regime, Russia's main ally in the civil war there, even as Syria denies being behind the attack. But America doesn't want the turmoil to affect the ongoing effort to destroy ISIS.
Despite the current tensions with Russia, the U.S. says that the fight against ISIS has to continue full steam, especially with American and allied forces on the ground and in harm's way.
A sentiment echoed by commanders leading the air war against ISIS.
We can't take our eye off the ball that is ISIS. That's why we're here. Our national leadership decided to do something about a problem that they saw, and if we're asked to help out with something like that, we're obviously ready to do it. But right now, ISIS is the game winner.
So far, the U.S. says there have been no incidents involving Russian planes over Iraq and Syria, and they hope, despite Russia's rhetoric, that it stays that way. Fred Pleitgen aboard a KC-10 refueling jet over Iraq and Syria.
Well, who is visiting President Trump? Watchdog groups are heading to court to find out. 3 groups are filing a federal lawsuit against the government. They're asking for visitor logs from the White House, Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort in South Florida, and New York's Trump Tower. A similar lawsuit was filed in 2009 against former President Obama. His administration later agreed to release the logs every few months. Democratic lawmakers are calling on the Trump administration to continue that practice. You may have already already noticed, but gas prices are surging at the pump. And it's not just here on the Sun Coast, it is all across the country. The national average price for a gallon of regular unleaded gas jumped 7 cents in the last week. Sunday's national average of $2.39 is the highest since September of 2015. But the jump is even higher in Florida. Prices rose 12 cents in the last week, and Florida's average price of $2.42 per gallon is the highest since August of 2015. If you've been dreading the day people on airplanes can talk on their cell phones, fear not for now. Chairman of the FCC, Ajit Pai, says that he would like to stop a proposal that would allow certain cell phone calls on planes. In a statement, Pai said he sides with the airline pilots, the flight attendants, and America's flying public against what he calls the FCC's ill-conceived plan. In 2013, the FCC proposed relaxing rules against cell phone use on planes, and a majority of travelers did not agree. People want to rest and they want that peace and quiet, and I don't blame them. Sports is next, but first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
Here's what we're up to tonight. I do want to say about the two of you, John Stamos and Bob Saget, between the cookies and the hot dogs, killed Don Rickles.
Sarasota Magazine and PNC Wealth Management present the Best of Sarasota Soiree at Selby Gardens on April 24th.
It's an evening to sip, savor, and celebrate Sarasota Manatee's Best of Winners.
This year will be full of Warhol-inspired surprises, entertainment, and a tribute to those representing the best in our community.
Come join ABC7 for all the fun.
Get your tickets today at sarasotamagazine.com.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting Loose Salon.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Now, sports.
An afternoon game for the Rays taking on the New York Yankees. New York's Michael Pineda on the mound and in the zone. Top of the first, Pineda strikes out Evan Longoria. And then top of the second, he strikes out Steven Souza Jr. And then the next inning, Tim Beckham as well. Now, skipping ahead to the bottom of the third, no score. Jacoby Ellsbury doubles deep to right field, scoring Brett Gardner. Yanks are first to get on the board, and it is 1-0. Skipping ahead to the bottom of the eighth, Yankees are up 5-1. Starlin Castro hits a 2-run home run to right center field, scoring 2 players. Yankees go on to win this one 8-1. The U.S., Canada, and Mexico are joining together in the name of soccer, or football. The 3 countries announced a joint bid to bring the 2026 World Cup to North America. The announcement was made this afternoon in New York.
And now today we're saying hello to something else. And what we're saying hello to is the 2026 World Cup and our efforts to bring that back to the United States, Canada, and Mexico.
If they have the winning bid, it would be the first time that 3 countries have jointly hosted the World Cup. The last time a World Cup was in North America was in 1994 in the U.S. The last time multiple countries hosted a World Cup was in 2002 in Japan and South Korea. By the way, in 2026, the World Cup will expand to a 48-team format with 80 matches. Of those 80 games, 60 would be in the United States. The decision is expected in 2020. Jury deliberations in the double murder trial of former NFL star Aaron Hernandez set to resume tomorrow. The former New England Patriots tight end is charged with first-degree murder in the 2012 shootings of Daniel DeAbreu and Safiro Furtado. Prosecutors say Hernandez shot the men after an encounter at a Boston nightclub. Hernandez's lawyers say the shooter was Alexander Bradley, Hernandez's friend, who was with him that night. Hernandez is already serving life in prison for the murder of Odin Lloyd. That's a look at sports. We'll have our winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
My Hometown Fest is coming to Nathan Benderson Park Saturday, April 15th. Join us for culinary favorites from across the U.S. paired with your favorite craft beers. There's also great live music and activities for adults and kids. Buy your tickets today at myhometownfest.org.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
If you've ever had a bad night's sleep, call and price the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has so much more than other adjustables and still costs up to 50% less. Featuring a rising adjustable pillow rest to support your head, neck, and shoulders, bedside power plugs, under-bed night lights, and more. So call and price one today for less. Up to 50% less than Tempur-Pedic, Sleep Number, and other adjustables.
You get so much more and it still costs less. You gotta see how little they cost.
Call 1-800-774-8103. That's 1-800-774-8103. Call now.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has answered calls for recovery and treatment 24/7, 365 days a year. If you're depressed, drinking, using drugs, or taking pills, call now and talk to someone who cares.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Most insurance covers substance abuse. You can get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call 800-622-1941. 800-622-1941.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Tickets are going fast for My Hometown Fest, being held from noon till 5 p.m. Saturday, April 15th at Nathan Benderson Park. Enjoy foods from 40 area restaurants, 60-plus craft beers, live music, and lots of fun. Buy your tickets today at myhometownfest.org.
A Suncoast woman is celebrating 107 years of life. Dora Rivarol's family and their friends and staff at Magnolia Rehabilitation Center hosted a birthday party for her today. Dora was born in England. She grew up in Belize. She worked in Honduras, then moved to America and worked at several places in the U.S., including the Van Wezel, before finally retiring at the age of 90. She credits her long life to her love from family and friends.
I have millions of friends. I don't know why, but they all appear to like me, and I love them.
Dora says she doesn't have a secret to living to 107, but she says if she did, of course, she would write a book about it.
Tell you what, it'd be a great book.
107, look at her.
It's
she looks amazing.
Too. Yeah. Honduras, Belize,
maybe
Van
the
Wezel.
World traveling, working till 90. Maybe that's
millions
the secret.
Of friends too.
And millions
of
friends. That helps too. Helps lift your spirits.
That's right.
Happy birthday to her. Have a wonderful night. We'll see you tomorrow.